9:08 a.m. item, presentation of proclamation designating the month of September 2023 as National Recovery Month in Lake County. We have Supervisor Crandall.
All right, thank you everybody for coming.
You brought all our friends today. Good. Wow, super good. The dog has Crocs on. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to read this proclamation designating the month of September 2023 as National Recovery Month in Lake County. Recovery is near and dear to me, as a lot of my family has had struggles with addiction, substance abuse, and all of those, and I know a lot of us are affected by that as well. And so it is always a blessing when somebody actually goes through the process and comes out of it. And we do know that sometimes it takes multiple attempts, and that's fine. Eventually it will happen, and then our prayers are answered, right? So I'll go from there, and we'll start with this proclamation. Whereas Recovery Month recognizes the strong and proud recovery community, the dedication of service providers and community members in Lake County who assist and support individuals from prevention services to recovery. And whereas Lake County Behavioral Health Services provided substance use disorder services to 208 beneficiaries. Hilltop Recovery Services provided 261 residential treatment beds and 55 outpatient services. Redwood Community Services, Thule House provided residential treatment services to 65 women and 33 children. Hilltop Recovery Services, Redwood Community Services, and Franz House Sober Living Environment, SLE, provided combined safe housing to 49 men and women and 12 children in the calendar year 2022. And whereas Lake County Behavioral Health Services provided mental health services to 1,153 individuals during the calendar year 2022. And whereas nationally 24 million in the U.S. experiences substance use disorder, while 9.5 million experience both substance use disorder and mental health disorders. And whereas 7 in 10 adults who have substance use disorders consider themselves recovering or in recovery, and 2 in 3 adults who have mental health disorders consider themselves recovering or in recovery. And whereas through promotion of Recovery Month, people from all walks of life are encouraged to become knowledgeable about what they can do to create a healthier tomorrow for themselves and others by helping to prevent those problems today. And whereas recovery is possible and treatment is effective, people in recovery can and do become gainfully employed, own homes, and rejoin their families and their communities. Whereas the County of Lake Board of Supervisors and Lake County Behavioral Health Services, Substance Use Disorder Services, Mental Health Services, Hilltop Recovery Services, Redwood Community Services, Safe RX, Hope Rising, and Lake County Health Services urges all citizens, families, governmental agencies, public and private institutions, businesses, healthcare, education systems in Lake County to support efforts that will increase community awareness, understanding, and action to address substance use disorder and mental health conditions in our community. Now, therefore, the Board of Supervisors for the County of Lake join with the Lake County Department of Behavioral Health Services do hereby proclaim that September 2023 is National Recovery Month in the County of Lake, passed and adopted this 12th day of September 2023, signed Chair of the Board of Supervisors, Jessica Paiska. There you go.
Thank you, Supervisor. Thank you, Madam Chair and Supervisors. I'm just going to speak very briefly, but we're all very much aware that substance use disorder is pervasive in our county, and we have a lot of work to do as a community. But just as important as providing services and healthy alternatives to help people recover, it's also important to take a moment to pause and acknowledge those who have made the journey and who are successful, productive members of society. The recovery community is strong, and I just want to honor those who continue to be a beacon of hope for others yet to come to the other side and be a part of that recovery community. And also if you look behind me, you see a diverse group of individuals who are all very much present and active in the community and assisting those with substance use disorders who also continue to be a beacon of hope. Thank you for all that you do. Would anybody else like to say anything?
I'm Laura Sullivan with Redwood Community Services Tues House, and just thank you for taking this time to reflect, to offer that hope. All of us standing here are proof of the journey, but so are the millions of Americans out there who do recover. So it's a blessing to watch families come into Tues House, change their lives, and watch moms go on to be moms and change that generation, the next generation. So thank you.
Hello, my name is Bonnie O'Donnell, and I just wanted to share with you all that we are having an event this Saturday. It is Recovery Happens, and it will be at the Lakeport Park, at Library Park, and it will be from 11 to 3. So if you're interested, please come join us. There's going to be speakers. There's going to be booths, activity booths for kids and families, and then there's also going to be informational booths for everybody in regards to what kind of recovery services we have here in our community. So we'd love to see you and join us, and there's also going to be a walk. We're going to do a walk for recovery around and about Library Park. So thank you.
Thank you for having us here. My name is Richard Aquino. I think that it's important also to acknowledge on this day that whoever out there watching this, either on Zoom or here, that there's a lot of stigma attached to addiction. And I want to let everybody know that there's a large majority of people on this panel that have went through addiction to themselves. And we were literally that person that you see out there walking around, looking like they're zombies. And if it wasn't for people in this room, I'm sitting on board of supervisors, people that loved us and gave us hope, we may have never been able to claw our way out of that dark hole that we were in. So I want to take this moment to ensure you that if you don't understand addiction, you don't understand people, why they're doing the things that they're doing, they're not making that decision on their own. I would highly encourage you to gain a bit of brain knowledge, addiction science, so you could better understand your community members. Because they're one person away from encouraging them to change their life. And there's a couple of people on this panel that, you know what I mean, are going to get master's degrees. And if you would have looked at them 15 years ago, you would have never thought that person would amount to anything in their life. So I want one thing I want everybody to take away from this is that person out there that you might be stigmatizing or shaming, they might have a cure to cancer one day. They might have the ability to do something great in this world. And by you just acknowledging them or talking to them one day or giving them hope, reassuring them that there's a better life out there, you don't know how far that will go in that person's mentality and that in their outlook in life. I promise you that. Thank you.
Thank you for that, and I appreciate what you said, because a lot of times we do notice these folks, especially in our county, we have a lot of people addicted, and it starts with something inside that they're hurting from, or something they're dealing with, or something that they have that they're not medicating, so they self-medicate, and eventually the hook sinks in, and then they're just basically living to supply that. It's like a parasite, this substance, and this is what happens. And they'll use every brain, every sort of intelligence that they can to get that substance. And I know that because I've seen relatives that will figure out every single scheme to get the resource to get that. And I'm like, man, if they just put that towards, so you're right on that. I appreciate you saying that. So if there's anyone else that wants to speak, or?
I'm Lori from Hilltop Recovery Services, and I just want to support what Richie was saying because I am myself an addict. I've been in recovery for 26 years. I have, in this community, we have firefighters, LCSWs, we have business owners. They are all graduates of our facility, and some of them started at Lake County Behavioral Health. Some of them were shared clients with Tues House. We've done this together as a community, and we do recover. So thank you for supporting us.
All right, thank you. All right. And I got to say this, I'll be 8 years in recovery for alcohol. It was my choice to destroy myself back in the day, so.
Here we go. Okay, are you, now I can't see. Are you smiling? Yeah. Cool. And we'll take it again. Okay. Well, let's see. Make sure we have. Okay. Oh my goodness.
I'm going to open it up for the public before we all step away. Is there anyone in the public that would like to give comment on this item, either in the chambers or the Zoom room?
I hope it made your day then.
It did.
No hands raised in Zoom, Chair Vice.
Not-
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the work that you do, and thank you, Supervisor Crandall.